The one key to awesome relationships and being happy. Stephen is a great guy. He has a loving wife and two young, adorable children who absolutely love their father so much. Stephen has a personal and a business network which is very large, and all the people in his network always have good things to say about him. When you meet Stephen, you'll notice he's got a big smile on his face, and it's very rare that you don't see him smiling and always wanting to help other people. Now, what does Stephen attribute his great relationships and his happiness in life to? Very simply, it's that he is a master communicator. He really knows how to communicate, and he knows how to communicate on different levels. Today, just quickly, I want to mention 3 of the levels that Stephen communicates on to get his results in his relationships and gets his results in being a happy person. Number 1, he really knows how to communicate to himself. So he knows how to communicate internally and externally to himself. Number 2 is, how does Stephen communicate into the world to people? He knows exactly how to communicate to other people. He uses his observation when he's working with people, talking with people, and he's really mastered the art of communicating directly to other people. And number 3, how does Stephen communicate to the world? When he comes into the world, how does he communicate to the things around him? Not just the people, but the things around him. And they're the 3 areas that Stephen is a master communicator that allows him to get his results in his relationships and also in his happiness in his life. Now, let me give you an example of what not to do. Yesterday, I came back from the country, and as I came into town, I had to catch a taxi. So I only had about a 10 or 15 minute ride, very short trip, not very long. And I saw some taxis around nearby, but I couldn't see any drivers in the taxi cabs. So I shouted out, "Taxi!" And then all of a sudden I heard a voice behind me. I turned around and I saw a man in the taxi starting to lift his seat up. He was in a lying position. He sits up and he winds his window down and says, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Oh, just up to this road here, just around the corner, not too far, say 10-minute drive." And then he looked at me and he told me to go away, get lost, not interested. And if that had been 5, 10, 15 years ago, I would have felt like I wanted to punch him in the face, having that sort of behaviour. And so I just took a deep breath. I felt my blood pressure rise a little bit. I took a deep breath, and then I just went and caught another taxi. I didn't worry too much about it after that. But you can see with this man's behaviour, is that going to get him what he wants? How's he communicating to himself to have that type of behaviour? How is he communicating to other people? What's going on with that type of behaviour? How is he communicating to the world about wanting more business for his taxi driving business? So when he's operating that way, when he's communicating that way, I can't see him having too many friends. I can't see him getting much business if he just keeps turning customers away. Even though it's a short fare, it all adds up in our business. The big customers, the small customers, they're all precious. And it's just an indication of what he's thinking subconsciously deep down by that type of behaviour. Now, there's a saying, and I know that you already know it, I'm going to say it again: how you do anything is how you do everything. So if he has that type of behaviour in his career, in his job there as a taxi driver, you can be guaranteed that same behaviour will be showing itself up in the other areas of his life, and also he will get similar results to what he's getting in his career, in his business. So that's one way not to do it. So our job is to learn how to communicate more effectively. Number 1, to ourselves. How do I talk to myself? How do I treat myself? Number 2, how am I talking to other people? How am I communicating to other people? Am I making win-win situations, or am I just looking after myself, what I want? And number 3, how do I communicate to the world? Do I show the world in my business, in my career, that I want more customers, and I treasure the small little customer. Every dollar adds up. What sort of a message am I communicating into the universe, into the world, that's creating my relationships, that's creating my happiness? That's my Mega Living message today. So one thing I'd like to mention today, next Saturday, we are having our Mega Living New Year's resolution workshops, and that's exactly what we'll be learning. We'll be teaching how to communicate to ourselves, how to communicate to the world, and through the goal setting, how we communicate to the universe exactly what I want, so the universe knows exactly what I want. I will then communicate my action into the world so that I can start to get those goals, those special things that I want in my life. And that could be in relationship, that could be in your happiness, but I can assure you, once we start to build good relationships and we get the goals that we want in our life, we automatically become happy. That's my Mega Living message today, to make sure that we definitely communicate into the world the best way we can. So have a wonderful day. Remember to like the video down below if you liked it, share it, and also hit the subscribe button. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. High five.